economic downfall, financial collapse, relationships going to hell, struggle, 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 pain, 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 difficulty, 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 agony. Where do we see this all the time? Well, we see it in the world around us, but why is that? Could it be possibly because we are being fed the antithesis of what it is that we as conscious creators want to experience and manifest in our personal lives and in the world around us? Because this is what we are being fed and receiving all around us. I've got something I want to share with you today that is a different perspective and a new kind of story for us to consider writing, not just about our own lives, but about the lives of the world around us, and to pay attention to the people who are also doing this and jump on board with them so that we can really make this ship turn all the way around and go in a different direction. If you're on board with that and bringing some love and light and goodness into the world around us, then come on, my friend, that's the story we are going to write together today. Hello, my friend. My name is D. Grant Smith. I am a storyteller, a personal growth maven, and somebody that believes in the best in people. I believe in the best in myself, and I see the best in others. And I do work in something I call growth farming. It's about planting and sowing and cultivating love from within so that love and blessings and opportunities and goodness is what comes out of my life, or what I am harvesting through my life. And I teach other people how to do this through my growth farming platform, which you've heard me talk about several times. Now, as a storyteller, I recognize that the power of us living these kinds of lives has a lot to do with the stories that we are telling ourselves on a regular daily basis. Now, our stories that we are living out and the stories that we are telling ourselves in our minds are highly influenced by the world around us. And it is until we come into the realization that it's our inner world that creates our outer world that we begin to actually make a shift in what we allow to come into our inner world. Now, I want you to pay attention to and just think of for a moment, anytime you turn on the news, if you're somebody that watches the news or reads magazines or blog articles or jumps on social media in any capacity, there's a gigantic majority of all of these media sources that focus on everything that is going wrong. Now, why is it that the 24-hour news cycle has been in operation for about 50 years now? Why is it that our world, though we are more knowledgeable and more connected than ever before, we continue to experience so many of the same problems increasing and increasing and increasing on a regular daily basis? Why is that? Could it be because we are so influenced by negativity, and that not only impacts our inner story, but it impacts our belief systems about ourselves, about our relationships with others, about the world around us? And we can even begin to feel like we are disconnected and separated from other people and separated from God. God is love, right? God is good, right? And we are all connected to God, right? So why is there not more goodness being talked about, being shared, being exemplified? There actually is a lot of goodness going on in the world right now, but it's not being talked about and it's not being reported. It's not being shown as the way that things can be. Instead, our news media and our social media seems to be consumed with telling all kinds of terrible stories over and over and over and over and over again. Is it any wonder why mental health is such a gigantic issue and continues to be such a dramatic and massive issue? Tigger agrees with that. Is it any wonder why relationship issues and struggles continue to be massive sources of problems and also massive sources of mental health issues? This isn't just about mental health, though. This is about our conscious state as individuals and as a collective consciousness. There are people in the world right now who are actively trying to help us change our stories. There are so many beautiful and amazing teachers here on YouTube that spend their days and their lives helping us transform our stories. I'm one of these people. You are probably following several of these folks. And I could list off all their names, but I don't need to. You know exactly who it is that I'm talking about. These are people who are not keyed in on all the negative stuff that's going on in the world right now. These are people who are focused on not only writing a different story for themselves, but sharing a different story with the world. And I celebrate all of the wonderful teachers here on this entire platform that are dedicated to this and committed to doing this, because this is the work that really matters. We have the creative capacity within us to reshape our world. Or as Neville Goddard says, to take our focus off of the mirror, the world around us, and put our focus on ourselves and rewrite our story. And for the people who are actively doing this in grand capacities and in smaller capacities, let's celebrate these people. Let's share their work. Let's do our part to change the tide and even flip this ship that we've been on, turn it all the way around so that we, as a collective consciousness, as a worldwide consciousness, can live in a different reality. Because as much as I want to experience a continual flow of abundance and prosperity and success and love and happiness in my own life, and I'm committed to that story, I want that for everyone. I want people to experience a story that continues to get better and better and better and better. How about you? Now, I want to tell you about one of my good friends who does this every single day. And though she is somebody who actively looks up, does the research, finds these great stories of beautiful things that are going on in the world and shares them, she calls it Good Morning Sunshine. And she's been doing these beautiful little early morning news deliveries for about 2 months now. Her name is Taryn Thompson. And Taryn, the happy human, is just that. She is a happy human. And she shares and spreads happiness. And she shares and spreads happiness despite the fact that some of the things going on in her life right now are not necessarily happy. That's powerful. Think about it. For people who are living in the lap of luxury, and for people who are experiencing success over and over and over again, but still continue to seem to try to be selling something to somebody else, man, I appreciate what they do on one hand, but on the other hand, teaching a man to fish is so much better than trying to sell a hungry man a fish. So for everybody that is already living in vast abundance consciousness, I encourage you guys, from the place that I'm at right now, teach us how to fish, and do so from a place of kindness. Spread some good morning sunshine because you want to. Now back to my friend Taryn. I'm going to put a link to her channel in the description box below. I'm also going to put a link up here, I forget which side it is, to a conversation interview that we had together where she is a ray of sunshine in my life. I've got many rays of sunshine in my life and beautiful, amazing people who, because of the kindness in their hearts and because of the love story that they are living out loud through their lives, through their energy, it brings me love and it brings me life and it brings me happiness and peace. And I'm so enormously grateful for all of these amazing people. And you, as somebody who's watching this video, whether you're a subscriber or not, hopefully you'll be a subscriber now from watching this video, but you being here are a blessing to me. So thank you for being here. I believe in you and I believe in your capacity to not only write an amazing story for yourself, but to live that story out, because you do have that power and that capacity inside of you. And I want to encourage all of you that as you see and experience people who are not in the doom and gloom projection of everything that's going wrong, even if in their own lives there's a lot of doom and gloom, they're choosing to operate from a different energy. Pay attention to that. Not only be inspired by that, but show appreciation for these folks. Support them in any way that you can. I'll also put a link down below for how you can contribute to and support the work that my friend Taryn is doing to bring good morning sunshine and happiness into the world, because she deserves that kind of support. Everybody that is doing great work, everyone who is serving as a light worker, man, light workers, for the most part, have been through some very difficult, very painful, very traumatic experiences. And what they're doing to shine and share light with the world is coming from a place of desire and a place of real love, not trying to get anything from anybody else, but wanting so much for our world to be healed. And these are the people to really connect with. These are the people to really support and really back and really believe in. I'm on board with doing that. Are you on board with doing that too? If you are, I'm going to ask two things of you. One, drop down and let me know in the comments below that you are on board with being a vessel of changing the tide and focusing on and sharing good news everywhere you go, regardless of what the mirror or the outside world might be showing you. Because the more we reflect on all the terrible things, the more we're going to experience more terrible things. Part of how we heal and part of how we grow and part of how we move past challenges, difficulties, trials, tribulations, pain, unrest is by continuing to remind ourselves of the love story that lives within us and that we have the opportunity to walk around in and be a part of and unify with through our divine connection to Source. That's what I am love is. I am love is not just an affirmation. It's a declaration, and it's a story that we get to live out. I encourage you to live out your I am love story today. If you want help changing your story, living a story that really is completely different than what you're living now, I would love the opportunity to help you, to inspire you, and to work with you. I've got links below for how I can be a part of your story to help you transform. All right, that's it for me today. I appreciate you. I love you, and I mean that from my entire heart. I love you, and I believe in you. I believe in your power. And I will see you again very soon.